Good afternoon, fellow Texans. This is Michael, the Tall Roofer, and today an investor is getting their property ready to sell. They haven't hit the market yet, but they wanted an assessment before they get into an option period where they have limited time. And can we get the insurance company out in a matter of a couple days? And because the buyers want answers. After that inspection report, the inspector might say, hey, I flagged this and you need to get this checked out. And maybe your house gets bought in a contract gets on it the first couple days. But if you're sitting there for a month and then finally someone offers you something, you want everything to be in order right then and there because you don't want to lose that potential buyer. Let me just show you what I got behind me. I think you can see it. It's hail damage. This is my back elevation, and on it I have 20 plus hail hits. This is an all-state insurance policy, so they require more damage than just 7 or 8 hail hits. It might be like 14 or 15. Let's go ahead and look at what these hail hits actually look like. So I have back, that's a B, I don't know if you can tell that, but this is what hail looks like. We have pushed in granules, missing granules, but also pushed in. Same thing over here. It is, of course, I've marked this, but you can see this. Sorry, my shadow keeps getting in the way. We have hail, 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 hail. Oh, shadow, hail, hail. Okay. Also, I have hail damage. See if I can get on all over here, but I chalked one. And then over here on the chimney cap as well. We have some cracking with the ridge shingles, which is kind of what happens. We have some hail hits here to the chimney cap, but you can see here, it is prevalent hail all over here. Now, we come to this side. This would be the back elevation, and we will now go to, when looking at the front of the house, the right elevation. Also, adjusters don't like to just see it on the slopes. I have hail damage on the hip shingle as well. If I come over here, storms come in from this direction. So these are going to be my 2 solid sides. That's why I went to the back, because that's my weak side when it comes to hailstorms. But if I come over here to another strong side, I have this as a strong side, hail damage, hail, hail. This is lifting up, and I'll tell you why. Hail, hail, hail. This is a fiberglass mat that's exposed. This here is an older shingle. We got some more fiberglass mat along with a hail hit right there. Hail hit, hail, hail. And of course, this is just me. The adjuster has to come out there and make their own decisions. We got some different hail. We got some blistering. We also have this coming up when a lot of these shingles are coming up. And my guess, as a CSI investigator for roofing here in the North Texas area, is that they have their ventilation system isn't working. They have a 750 vent here. They have ridge. They could put ridge there, ridge there, ridge there. They have a turbine vent here that's not even rotating. This one is. And then we have this. Of course, when things come to a point, I can't put ridge vent right here. I could put it up here maybe, but that is how they're venting it. These are rubber, plastic, right? They will eventually dry out and can easily be damaged with some hail. Same thing here. We have a back elevation vent of a 750. We have one here. This roof is not ventilating correctly. All right, I'm in a little bit of the shade, so maybe I'm not going to talk as fast, but here's something that I look for in every roofer, and an adjuster is going to look for. They're going to look for dents and gutters, and that is why there's a lot of fun with chalk as a roofer, because that helps. Let me show you. Okay, once again, if you can see here, if it focuses, I just drew an arrow so I can see, but this is a pretty big dent. If you were to, let me back up a little bit, or go back up the roof a little bit, you can see that is a pretty good sized dent. I also have one right here, And if you go down the run of gutters, you'll see some more. But on the ground, this is what it'll look like. If I'm walking out of my property as a homeowner, I'll see that the gutter is popping out right there. So I could tell something's pushed that metal down. And the same thing goes for the other side. Also, I've got hail hits right here in my gutter, and right here and here and here. So evidently that's probably have some damage to the garage door. We can look at that later. But once again, if I come over here, look, I see hail hits here, here, and here. This is just plastic. So the hail got through and has dented in my fins of the AC unit. There might be hail up here too, but we're gonna go back here to the gate. I wonder if I can have access to it. Oh wait, I can. Let's just see how strong I am. I'm just kidding. So, once again, if I'm looking up over there at that Versa cap, let me focus this in. You can see a dent right there. See it smushed down. Okay. And then if I come over here, I have damage to my screens. Right, I have damage to my screens right here. I've got some different damage here. I've got some different damage here. I have some different damage here. And then once again, if I scroll up here, sorry, if I zoom in, I should say, and you watch that turn, every so often there's a bump, there's a dent, right? And you can see it. So that is another way, hey, I do have hail damage. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Michael, the Tall Roofer, and that was the end of this inspection, but I did want to share with you that, you know, what I look for when I'm on the roof, but what you can look for when you're down on the ground. I mean, you might have a buyer, you might be a real estate agent, you might have a buyer and say, hey, you know, these are some things that I know to look for on the ground. We might need to get a roofer out here. And same thing with the seller. You might say, hey, I see some telltale signs of hail. Let's get the insurance company out there before we go through an offer process. Because what if it's sitting for 2 months and then all of a sudden you get an offer and then the homeowners are like, oh my gosh, we have to scramble. We got to get the insurance company out here. Supplementing sometimes takes time, and we don't have 3 months to go through a full, and it's not every claim is 3 months. It's, you know, it's rare, but if it happens and you're on a timeline and you're trying to sell a house, that's bad. And you don't want to lose that buyer. That buyer could say, well, you know what, you should have had all your ducks in the row before we showed up because you had 2 months on the market and maybe you had some time before you put it on the market. So that's important. So get a roofing professional, Tall Roofer, out there, and let's get it ready to sell so you don't have to deal with this. Anyways, hope this video was helpful. You know, you can comment on some other things that you might want to see. And I just need to get with my cameraman on his work. But other than that, like, subscribe, share. Tall Roofer.